So, Namaskar. This is the way we greet in India. This is Amjad Ali Khan. I am here with my sons, Amaan Ali Bangash and Ayaan Ali Bangash, on the occasion of 120th anniversary of Wigmore Hall. So, it's a great honor and pleasure for us to share this celebration. And I am grateful to Mr. Gilhuli for giving me this honor of curating this festival. And there are other very, very important musicians like Sean Shibe, Jennifer Pike, and Mrs. Weber, and my tabla player Anubrata Chatterjee. It has always been we always look forward to come to Wigmore Hall. There are so many other halls all over the world. I mean, we perform for 10,000 audience, sometimes 5,000 audience. But this intimacy is intimate audience, the size of Wigmore Hall, about 700 people, is very, very conducive, very ideal for Indian classical music. In our country, in India, we blindly follow the convention. But tradition allows innovation. I don't respect the word convention. It's a very unhealthy word. But blindly we follow in our religion also, this conventional way of life we blindly follow. In classical music also, blindly people follow the convention in India. There is a melody of the same note, but the rendering application is different. So one raga is in the morning, they say it's morning raga, and one raga in the evening, they say it's the evening raga. There are many situations that the raga, the melody has the same kind of notes. There is a raga called Jaunpuri. The same notes like da 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 da, but application and distribution of notes is different. But the main scale is like this. So in the same scale, one rag one has to perform and sing in the morning, other rag darbari in the night. So there is no logic, there is no scientific reasons for that. So, but what I am performing today, they are generally performed in the daytime, so they are called morning raga. They are of different notes and they create different atmosphere. We don't want to impose our feeling on the audience. I am playing rag Komal Risha Basavri, the first piece. Second, rag Lalit. Third is rag Todi. The fourth is Bhairavi. So Bhairavi is very, very popular melody or raga which allow a musician to use all the 12 notes. That shows a musician's capability or inability, how intelligent musician is, how beautifully he arranged 12 notes. And the same other musician may not manage, may not maintain the beauty of Bhairavi. So it's a very challenging rag, Bhairavi. So we are concluding, I'm concluding with Bhairavi.
I'm Jennifer Pike and I'm here at the Wigmore Hall to perform in this collaborative project with Ayaan and Amaan and Anu as well. Fantastic musicians, incredible, bringing their immense expertise and virtuosity from the Indian classical music world and combining that in the Western classical music tradition as well. I'll be playing a bit of solo Bach at the beginning and then I'll be joining them in their father's music, and I'm so looking forward to it. It's going to be a really exciting experience.
My name is Ayaan Ali Bangash, and I'm very honored to be an associate artist here at the iconic Wigmore Hall. And I'm so excited for this weekend where we are doing 4 shows back to back, and we are presenting interesting collaborations, and it's a nice, beautiful amalgamation of projects, instruments, and artists coming together. Hi, my name is Amaan Ali Bangash. I'm the elder son of Maestro Amjad Ali Khan, older brother of my younger fantastic musician Ayaan Ali Bangash. I'm here at Wigmore Hall because I feel very blessed, thanks to Wigmore Hall and the whole team around it. My father's doing a residency here, and I'm very fortunate and I feel very blessed to be a part of this whole ship of with all the great musicians that we're performing throughout these 3-4 days. So Jennifer and my brother and me started performing from a few years ago. I think the first concert was here at the Wigmore Hall itself in 2019. So I don't know how these 4 years just went by. But then we've performed in many other festivals within the UK. We are in fact performing end of this month even at the Scotland Conservatory. So looking forward to that. So tonight's performance, it's basically my father's score for the Sarod
and violin, specifically written for the Sarod and violin. So a lot of interaction, a lot of harmony, and beautiful compositions, which are collectively played by Jennifer, myself, and my brother. And I think when we play together, the main idea is to have a beautiful bouquet of flowers. I mean, obviously, it's good to shine out as a soloist, but when you're collectively playing as an ensemble on stage, it's very important to look like a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And Sarod and violin, there's such diverse instruments itself. One is a pluck instrument, violin is a instrument which has the bow. So it is a challenging collaboration, but Jennifer makes it very seamless. She literally makes her violin sing. And we are talking about the Sarod again. One unique feature is that we are not pressing the strings with our fingertips like the violin and the guitar. We are playing with the edge of our nails. So literally living life on the edge.
I mean, honestly, it's very intriguing. It's very amazing to see the Western classical musicians, because they are performing. I mean, I'm sure they play their own music, but when they're performing, when they're reading and performing all the greats of Mozart and Beethoven and Bach, to name a few legends, it's amazing how they produce the same emotions and the same technique or the speed or the notes that are demanded or the melody that's demanded just by reading. I mean, we guys come from a school of tradition, which is the oral tradition, where we hear and we see a guru, a teacher, or a father teaching us, and we memorize it and then we improvise on it. But we're living with it all the time. And here you see these Western amazing musicians who just come and read, and they're good to go. So it's fantastic. It's very humbling to see this. Actually, it's beautiful, and it's amazing how Jennifer has come on board with her technique with our music, because it's not that we are playing Western classical music. We're not doing that. I don't think I can do that. But she is playing the Indian melodies, the Indian ragas, the scale, and playing it as if she was playing since she was born. I think she's amazing. She's fantastic. So it is very humbling to see how the Western classical musicians do their music. It's beautiful, and you learn so much from them. The discipline, I think we lack that back home. The teamwork is fantastic when a bunch of 100 people play together and produce this one sound, and it just shows teamwork and discipline, and it's so much to learn from them.
It's been really exciting to rehearse with them, and obviously it's taken me a little time to get into this musical world, which is totally different. So there are times where I've really had to ask advice. Am I doing it this right? Do you want me to do it this way? And sometimes it's come unstuck, but they've been so giving and so generous with their time and just giving advice. They really haven't tried to change the way I play either. They're very much of the opinion that this is not to necessarily become one sound. It's to be collaborative and to have differences in approach and sound. So that's given me a lot of freedom and a sense of ease when I work with them as well. There's no pressure at all to conform or to be completely right, in inverted commas. It's completely a sense of freedom on stage. But I will say within that, there's their father's written this music, which I have such reverence for, that I am completely, I'm trying very hard to focus, throughout the whole thing. It's not just we'll see what happens kind of approach. It's got an intensity of focus, because it's such difficult music. I think it's, very, very complicated. So there's freedom within intense focus. I hope it doesn't go wrong.
We have to come out of our comfort zone to play music which has a written score. because Indian classical music is an oral tradition. It's, we have compositions which are pre-composed, but then we end up doing our own thing, and no one sticks to plan. The plan keeps changing, But when there's a fixed score and a pre-written score, it's more challenging for people like us. But then you learn, and you sometimes kind of mess up here and there, but hopefully then you get up and walk again, hopefully with dignity and grace. So that's the plan. So and the best part is with music, I think you could plan everything, even if it's a written score, but every performance has its own spin to the music. It's literally as though the venue makes it their own, or the artists again make it their own. So literally there's a new color, a new energy every time you play the same piece.
My name's Sean Sheba. I play the classical guitar and electric guitar, and today I'm in Wigmore Hall in London with 3 Sarod players, and we are playing a concert of a mixture of ragas, original compositions by Amjad Ali Khan, and it's just been the most amazing experience to work with these musicians from a culture and a tradition that stretches back, in this case, 7 generations, a family who altered the course of the sarod as an instrument itself, and I can think really of no better induction into this highly specialized world than working with these musicians.
Well, I'm quite excited because today's program is called Sarod to Guitar, and we're talking about 2 musical instruments that have strings. One has frets, one doesn't have frets, and it literally is an amalgamation of the essence of the guitar and the essence of the sarod coming together. So I'm so looking forward to performing with Sean Sheba. We've been meaning to perform together for quite some time, but I'm so glad it's all happening here at Wigmore Hall, and we are premiering new music today actually with Sean.
There are some ways of working that I've had to adapt to very quickly, the extent to which one improvises, and then some things which come much more naturally, like when something is finishing because you make eye contact, and there are universal ways of communicating through all musical traditions, and it's comforting to know, in a sense, that we are, when engaging one another musically, not so entirely reliant as a score as we sometimes think we are, that there are kind of innate skills that we've learned over the course of our training, that act as sort of fundamentals.
there is a lot of common ground when you talk about these instruments coming together. It's very different when it's with the violin or with the cello or with the viola, because like I said, end of the day you are coming from a common school, which is of strings and of strumming. So that's why it's not very common to hear the sarod and guitar together, and definitely not for a score that has been developed for the guitar and the sarod.
Hi, my name is Joshing Lloyd Webber. I'm a cellist, and it's been my pleasure play with the fantastic musicians Amaan and Ayaan tonight. The piece I'm going to play is written by the maestro, and I play with Amaan and Ayaan with the Sarod. This is my first time play with the Indian instrument, and it's very exciting for me. And we rehearsed it this afternoon, and it was sounding very good. We blended each other very nicely, and it just no problem. I really enjoy that. The maestro written down the beautiful melody, and I practiced that and played by memory because I really enjoy that. It's so nice, so beautiful. So we actually play like a dialects. So like the Sarod play first, and then I join in, and then they play. So it's like talk to each other, and I found it's just so natural, and the piece is so beautiful. So I'm looking forward to it.
Well, it's called Samagam. It's a piece, I think, written by my father about almost 10-12 years back. And he's played this Sarod concerto. We've done a triple concerto with Sarod, and also double and solo. He's played it with all, the New York Philharmonic, or the Scottish Chamber, or the New Jersey NJ PAC, to name a few. So this has been going for the last 10 years, and he's planning on writing the second concerto. So with the Refugee Orchestra, we premiered at the United Nations, and from there it was a beautiful start, and amazing, fantastic musicians. And today you're going to be hearing them. A smaller set though, but it should be nice and amazing.